Hector, the collector, collected bits of string. He collected dolls with broken heads and bent-up nails and ice cream sticks and twists of wires and worn-out tires and paper bags and broken bricks and old chipped vases and half shoelaces and Gatling guns that wouldn't shoot.
Aki's chapatis, dumpling and naan, chana and rotis, onion at a pan, masala, dosa, green kalaloo, belen samosa, corn and aloo, yam and cassava, pepper pot stew, rotul and guava, rice and tofu, puri paratha sesame casserole, brown eggless pasta, and brown bread rolls.
I am Ebenezer Bleezer. I run Bleezer's Ice Cream Store. There are flavors in my freezer you have never seen before. Butter brickle, pepper pickle, pomegranate pumpernickel, peach pimento, pizza plum, peanut pumpkin bubblegum.
In this series of videos, we'll be exploring different types of poems. Today, we'll be learning about... Let's get started. List poems are exactly what they sound like. A list about a topic. The list might be made up of single words, phrases, or even simple sentences. They are fun and easy to write, and are a great gateway to free-form poetry. List poems also help you to appreciate the importance of word choice and line order. Let's see how they are written. Start by thinking of a topic you want to write about, something that will allow you to generate a variety of different list items. I'm going to write about hats. Next, come up with a title for your poem. This can be tricky to think of, but jot down something to get you started. You can always change it later. Now, come up with an introductory line or two. This will set the tone and context for your list. And then, write your list. Let's give it a read. Uncle Jack's hats. My Uncle Jack dresses with flair. For every situation, he's got a hat to wear. A beanie, a beret, a baseball cap, a sou'wester, a trilby, a cowboy hat, a fez, a fedora, a flat cap, a boater, a bowler. Imagine that. I've deliberately grouped together the hats that have alliteration. And I've also thought hard about which hats I would start with and which I would end with. The order of the list makes a difference. Your turn. Here's a great list poem. Well, great for the cat, but not so great for the goldfish. Fish by John Cunliffe. Fat cat, swish fish. Purr, fur, wish, fish. Pour below, dip, flip. Mouth wide, fish slip, slide, inside. Lips, lick. Cat, nap. Notice how the layout affects how the poem is read. Each item in the list has been presented on its own line, causing the reader to pause and consider each word. Also, at some points in the poem, line spaces have been used. This indicates to the reader the passing of time, which helps the reader's understanding of the poem. I challenge you to write a similar list poem about a predator trying to catch its prey. Perhaps you could describe a crocodile, a tiger, a shark, a snake, or an animal that interests you. And if you want a happy ending, you could always have the prey escape in the end. And see if you can include some onomatopoeia. Chomp, crunch, munch, gulp, snap. Challenge 2. Write a list poem about places you would like to see. Begin by brainstorming some places in the world you'd like to visit. Here's mine. There's quite a few places here, and not all of them are going to make my final poem. However, the more things you have to work with, the easier it is to find connections between them. And I've noticed that some of the places I've written down rhyme. Let me color code them. The rhymes might be useful for me. Rhyme and alliteration help to create a rhythm and cadence to poems. But poems certainly don't have to rhyme. In fact, rhyming can sometimes restrict the poet's choice of words or ideas. They may end up prioritizing finding words that rhyme rather than expressing themselves fully and simply picking the most appropriate word. Now, I need a title for my poem. How about Where To? Once again, to give my poem context, I'll write a couple of lines to set it up. Now onto the list. Let's give it a read. Where to? From ancient cities to distant shores, there are so many places I'd love to explore. Rome's Colosseum, the Great Barrier Reef, the Statue of Liberty, the Louvre Museum, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Great Wall of China, Angkor Wat, the Pyramids of Giza. Notice how I broke my poem down into 3 stanzas to make it visually more appealing for my reader. The spaces help the reader to grasp the rhythm and pacing of the poem. That's my poem. Time for yours. Challenge 3. Write a list poem about one of these topics. Things that make you go, ouch! Things you love. Things you hate. Things you would do if you had an invisibility cloak. What you'd do if you won $1 million. And superpowers you wish you had. Sharpen your pencil, pick one of these prompts, and write yourself a list poem. And remember, there are no rules in poetry, so let your creativity shine.